why can't I switch off my brain at night? If you're like most people, then you may have experienced a time when you have to wake up early in the morning to catch a flight or go on a road trip and you're simply unable to sleep. All the excitement and anticipation creates the energy in you which you just can't brush it aside. All the thoughts looping around and you can't fall asleep even if you went to bed early that night. You know what that feels like. Take that same feeling of helplessness to fall asleep and then add that up several hundreds of times and take it not just for one night but over a stretch of night after night for days, for weeks, months, and sometimes even years. And there you have the case of sleeplessness or insomnia. Now, not all cases of insomnia are related to anxiety. However, sleeplessness or insomnia is oftentimes one of the biggest signs of anxiety. So what can you do if you're going through this? You will probably go on the internet and look up for quick fix patchwork sort of solutions. So you may have heard some of these things like herbal tea or chamomile tea. You may have read about having Epsom salt bath, listening to classical baroque music or binaural beats. You may have done some of these things and even found some relief. Maybe you went and slept for a few nights, and then what happens? It all comes back after a few nights, doesn't it? What is going on? And why can't you just sleep like any normal, healthy individual? Something went off between you being a healthy individual who could fall asleep well at night to you reaching this stage where you are right now, where you can't fall asleep. Somewhere between this, there is an unconscious problem. Now, I could give you solutions that are patchwork just like this, and these are good ones, definitely better than popping pills. But would they be helpful? And why don't these solutions work? Now, all these solutions are not bad. In fact, these are only relief patchwork. Think of them like side wheels or safety wheels on your bicycle. Now, safety wheels are great in order to learn something, in order to upskill, but provided your bicycle is in a functional condition. If your tire is not working very well, if your chain is not working well on the bicycle, then the safety wheels, even though they are good, they are not of much help to you, are they? It's the same case. You will use all these systems to fall asleep, but the one question that most of us forget to ask is, why am I facing this problem? If you're having chest pain, for example, and if you start popping in painkillers, you're doing yourself a huge disservice by doing that. Because that pain is your body's way of telling you to do something about it, to pay attention to your heart. And it could be your early indicator to avoid a major problem. But if you keep taking painkillers because you do not like the discomfort of that pain over here, then you are doing a huge disservice to yourself. It's the same case with sleeplessness. It's an indicator, the anxiety or the symptom is an indicator of something deeper. So why can't you see the problem between your healthy self and your current state? Why can't you see what's going wrong? It's precisely because it's invisible to you. You can't see it. It's not in your conscious awareness. And for that, in order to find what the problem is, you need to go into unconscious. That's where you'll find a professional who is like me, who can take you into that space, not by dangling a pendulum in your face, but by having a conversation and taking you into the unconscious zone. Yeah, so that's what we do. If you sit down with me, I'll be able to help you find that unconscious problem. Once you see the problem, you cannot unsee the problem. And once you see the problem in the unconscious, all your unconscious resources start pooling in. You get to see options that are your solutions. Think of me like a friend you would take to a mall who would not judge you, and you can try different clothes and pick the best one out. It's the same thing. You get to pick the best resource. So I'm not the one who's giving you solutions, suggestions, or advice. You come up with a solution and we test it till you get it right. So, patchwork, short term, or going into the why. Why are you going through the sleepless nights? Why are you feeling anxious about things? Why are you thinking about your career, your relationships, politics, celebrity affairs instead of just falling asleep? What's the price of not doing something about this? Think of this room. I'm in my room right now. I can see the bed behind me. Now, in the hypnotic language, we say these are anchors. So when I come back from work and I'm looking at my bed, that's a reminder for my body and my mind to fall asleep. It's an invitation for me to rest. Someone who is going through sleepless nights, for them, after a few nights, that bed becomes an anchor for sleeplessness that creates anxiety. In fact, the sun going down and the night coming up is something which creates anxiety for people who can't fall asleep. If you're going through this right now, I know you can relate to this. How long will you keep on going through this? What are the financial costs of this? What is the emotional cost that you're paying for this? What is going on? As someone I respect a lot, a man said this once. He said that if you lose money, you're losing something of a very tiny significance. You will always recover that. If you lose your health, then you're losing something of a massive significance. But if you lose your peace of mind, now you've lost something invaluable. And this is where now you're bordering if you're going through sleepless nights over and over again. So, solution is not years, months, weeks, or days away. It's just a conversation away. Perhaps all you have to do is reach out. You can look up my Instagram ID, which is sunnyjob, that's my name, .unblocklife, that's my company's name, sunnyjob.unblocklife. Look up the testimonials there and see the kind of wonderful experiences people are having in just one conversation. Why should you hold yourself back? So reach out, have a conversation with me, and find out what the problem is instead of trying to do a patchwork relief method. You need relief when you're not sleeping, but beyond that, you also need to resolve this issue once and for all. And I hope that this video helps you in finding that solution once and for all. Thanks for being with me. Have a great day ahead. Take care of yourself.